Castlewell Primary School's ethos of learning and achievement ensures every child matters. The school is proud to offer pupils a wide range of resources and facilities to support their learning, including state-of-the-art ICT resources. Castlewell Primary School recently purchased Fluency Tutor from Texthelp Systems to develop pupils' reading and comprehension skills.
Well, whenever I came here 7 years ago, we conducted standardised testing in English. And whilst the scores were very good, I noticed that there was a difference in performance between the girls' reading and the boys' reading standards. Also, we got feedback from parent-teacher interviews. Some parents were saying that they just couldn't get their little boys to read. We wanted to also track and record fluency and expression and how children actually orally read. I by chance came across Fluency Tutor in one of the primary ed magazines. The trial lasted for 30 days, and so I used as much Fluency Tutor as I could within those 30 days with this little boy. I took him on a weekly basis. I noticed very quickly that not only was he engaging very readily with the software, he really liked it, but also that over that 4-week period, scores started to improve, and I thought this will be a worthwhile investment. I've been using Fluency Tutor now for well over a year. We've now started to integrate it into the mainstream classes. I'm a teaching principal, so I teach year 6 and 7, and now we are starting to bring them on board with Fluency Tutor to really support the listening times of reading with the class teacher. The children respond very well to the programme. It's online, it's ICT based. Anything that is down that line will be attractive to children.
Players also needed to replace water, sodium and electrolytes.
Good. Certainly down the scale, when we go down into younger readers, there are pictures there, the illustrations are fantastic. I just find from the feedback that I'm getting from the children that, they love it. They're always asking me, when can I go on again? Well, Ryan joined us in P3. What we noticed between his maths and his English was that there was a significant difference. He was well below average band in literacy and in reading. And at the parent-teacher interview, the mum came up and said to me, is there any way in which he can receive additional support? It was at that stage that we discussed that I could take him on and after school once a week and see if we could start to put in more building blocks with the reading to work on his phonetics, to work on his vocabulary, to work primarily then on his reading. Right, Ryan, now what we're going to do is we're going to look at some questions on that passage. Now the first question is this, so just listen.
What did Mary decide to do first?
What did she decide to do first? Was it?
Learn how to make toast.
The first month was difficult because his scores were quite significantly low, and yet what I found was that every week he was still coming back ready to go. Or was it?
Make breakfast for Grandma.
Make breakfast for Grandma.
Make breakfast for Grandma. And I can only put that down really to the fact that he enjoyed what we were doing during the tuition period. He enjoyed the final kind of, I suppose the final prize would have been working on Fluency Tutor and getting on, speaking into it, recording his voice, hearing his voice back, and then both Ryan and I would assess it together. This is a chart showing Ryan's scores for a year, and really what we see here is a continual progression in his words correct per minute. Now there is some fluctuation, but you can see that there's gradual progression up here. This is where we began. And then he got better and better and better and best. When I look at this chart, I can see a whole plethora of different data. I can see where he has fallen down on mispronunciations, where he has been hesitant in his reading, where he has put in insertions and omissions. And also the target that I set for Ryan was 70 words correct per minute. But as we went through the year, he was actually peaking above that. There were a few dips, but the general line of improvement was one that was ascending, which was very positive for not just me and Ryan, but also for Mum. This chart would have gone home every week to show the progression. Together with this, then, we would have had a spelling list of unfamiliar words that he couldn't read. And then Mum would have been asked to go over those words with Ryan, to break them down into their phonetics. The week after that, then, I would go over those words and Ryan would have remembered those words.
It's to help me reading and helps me with reading in my class.
Robert was playing hide and seek with his friends. He had the perfect hiding place.
Look, wow, this is absolutely amazing, said Mr. McLean.
I approached Mr. McLean and said to him, would you be able to tutor Ryan? And started using the Fluency Tutor.
But that does show my old target. My other target's 100.
Look where you are now, you are at 100.
Fluency Tutor's been used at home for whenever I want to check up on his progress. He's able to log in at home and being able to read back on what he's done, and I'm able to see the excellent progress that he's making. And to see him now at the end of this year to be able to sit at home and read a book to his brothers is just absolutely amazing. The whole difference it's made for him and the confidence it's given him to be able to sit and read.
How many stars did you get in that one?
3.
And what does your teacher say? Very difficult text. Very, very well done.
After my period with Ryan, I decided that it would be best policy to bring it into whole school practice, and no better place to start really than your own classroom. So we trialled it with one group within the class, RP7s, and I set their practice assignments and then their assessment assignments one a month to see how we could track their performance. And out of that, I was really trying to monitor and assess their word speed, their reading speed, their fluency, their expression, and also their comprehension.
I enjoy reading, so it's fun. It can improve your courage, not to just quiver while you're reading in front of someone. You can get marked on words that you said wrong, or maybe words that you don't know.
It helps because I get the answers back, and what I get wrong I should just do it again and improve.
What I love about Fluency Tutor is that it takes the hard work out of assessment. It's all done for you. And in these days of change, with constant pressure on teaching staff to deliver a new curriculum, our time management is very important. And therefore, if there is a mechanism that will take a certain amount of the hard work away from us and do it for us, that's great. I also find it's very comprehensive. If I need to focus in on fluency itself, I can change the charts and the graphs to accommodate that. If I want to look at mispronunciation of words, I can find out what words each child is mispronouncing. Is that on an individual level? Is it on a group level? Is there something that maybe as within their reading group we need to address? And also, I'm not confined to school to assess it. I can go on at home, half an hour or an hour at home. I can simply go online, look at the assessments to be done and start chipping away at them in my own time. The intention would be to bring it on further down the school, right down to year 2 level, where children are emerging in their reading, and to make it a whole school policy. That Fluency Tutor will be a key piece of software for the development of reading in Castlewellan Primary School. I would highly recommend Fluency Tutor. It's a very comprehensive package, it's very user-friendly, and it's very effective. Assessment's a really key part of a teacher's job, And what I've found over the last year is that I have a very accurate measuring tool when it comes to oral reading.